in games past, you could just sprint up to a player who's sprinting at you, right? You don't want to do that against a player with that first step badge because he's going to blow your doors off. So in transition, when the offense is coming down here, you kind of have to respect that this year. Unless you've got a huge mismatch, and like unless you've got Pat Bev versus a center or something, you don't want to run directly at the ball uh, because you're going to get your doors blown off. So you have to respect the player going downhill. So if you're on offense and you get going downhill and you get good at those scoring solutions that Mike put in, where you're doing your hop steps, your this, your that, your spins, uh, you're going to beat a standstill defender a lot. Okay, so that's another thing you got to get used to. Is the old thing where you just run into him and pray for a 2P animation that's going to slow him all the way down. Or what you're going to get is get beat going to the basket. So I spend a lot of time. The AI is most dangerous in transition this year, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that doesn't mean they're unstoppable. That doesn't mean somebody won't find cheese. But I'm saying if you're playing basketball, the basketball thing to do when somebody's coming downhill is give space, right? And so you're going to end up giving up a jumper. And sometimes that's not a bad option. But that's just something a little bit of a change. You don't really want to crowd the first step people unless you're a demon defensively and you can anticipate which way they're going, and you can either use the L2R2 left stick movement, or just basically try to cut them off. Another thing you want to be aware of is that with the new steal system, like you see this blue circle under Robinson right now. With the new steal system, when the ball is vulnerable, that's going to break up into little pieces, and you can see spaces between it. I believe the bigger the space is, the more vulnerable the ball is, or the more lines that they have, the more vulnerable the ball is. And the ball is vulnerable during those times. So you don't be thinking you're about to dribble through 3, 4 people. Once that once that circle breaks up, you're gonna lose that ball. So what becomes necessary then is the cradle moves, where you cradle it through 2 defenders. So if you have the ball out here and you're driving, and they have help defense here, and he crashes down on you, you need to pass that ball or do a hop step or a cradle move or something. You're not going to be able to dribble through there. Do not dribble in crowds because that ball will be vulnerable and it's going to come out. I think that's another big part that people are just used to being able to sprint through. And when the ball is vulnerable, it's vulnerable. So you got to protect it.